Culvert replacements require careful planning to ensure crew safety, proper drainage, and long-term roadway performance. This video covers key on-site tasks, from work zone setup and safe excavation to pipe installation and backfilling. For detailed guidance, refer to the Ohio Department of Transportation's Construction and Material Specifications and the Manual of Procedures. Planning a culvert replacement starts weeks in advance. Early tasks, like saw cutting the pavement before the job begins, can speed excavation. Cutting asphalt into manageable sections eases removal, limits cleanup, and improves trench safety by avoiding oversized spoils. On day 1, focus on setting up a safe, efficient work zone. Stage equipment and spoil piles at least 2 feet from the trench edge to meet OSHA and ODOT standards. Increase this distance for deep or unstable soils. Ensure traffic control follows the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, MUTCD, and ODOT's Temporary Traffic Control Manual. Confirm detours, barricades, and access routes are clearly marked with enough space for excavation and safe equipment movement. Prior to digging for a culvert replacement, verify the benchmark and key elevations, including pipe flow line, trench depth, and clear cover.
So a benchmark is to find a place in space once you've removed the dirt from around the pipe. So when we started, we found what the initial flow line of the pipe that was coming out was, and we picked a mark. In this case, there's a white brick in the ditch behind me that we set. And when we checked with our laser, that brick is 6 inches higher than what our flow line is. So once we did our demolition, road's gone, pipe's gone, dirt's gone, we can go to that brick. And I know that the flow line for our pipe is 6 inches below what the brick is.
Confirm utility markings and an active Ohio Utilities Protection Service, or OOPS, clearance. It may be necessary to use a hydro excavation truck to loosen soil and safely expose utility lines. Designate a competent person to be on site during all trench operations. A competent person is someone who can identify existing and predictable hazards and is authorized to correct them.
You must have a competent person on site as long as you have a trench of this sort. So that's had the trenching and excavation and is competent also. The trenching excavation, your OOPS ticket, and also your environmental must stay at the job site at all times. PERPS is our version of OSHA. If they come up, they're going to want to see all that stuff, and they're probably going to write you up if you don't have it. So it's a paramount that stays there. That paperwork needs to be passed on to the next competent person if the other one leaves.
To keep safety top of mind during a culvert replacement, the foreman should lead a safety meeting each morning. This is the time to review the day's plan, identify hazards like trench conditions, traffic, or weather, and clarify crew responsibilities.
At a safety meeting, we're just going to go over the variables, what could happen, what we've known happened in the past, and then try to use past practices and be safe.
Once work begins, complete the culvert inspection checklist daily. It helps crews review utility markings, trench protection, and elevation data as conditions change. Ensure there is an approved spoil disposal plan before excavation. Haul removed materials, like asphalt, soil, and pipe, to an authorized ODOT or permitted site. If disposal plans change, pause work and confirm the new site is approved and documented. Spoil should be properly secured to ensure safe transportation. Use trench boxes or sloping for trenches over 5 feet deep.
Depending on how deep the trench is, you do need to slope it back or have protection with a trench box. A lot of times we're sloping the trench back to keep it from caving in on the workers in the hole. If you have too steep of a slope and unstable ground, that could cave in and hurt or kill somebody. So we need to open that trench up and get it laid back so it doesn't cave in on them.
Trenches deeper than 5 feet must be protected with either a trench box or slopes of at least 1.5 feet horizontal for every 1 foot vertical before workers can enter. Some districts add an extra margin of safety by using a 2-to-1 slope. Avoid over-excavating when preparing a culvert replacement site. Loose material below grade weakens pipe support. Dewater and replace soft or rocky subgrade with approved bedding. Check the trench depth and slope frequently using grade stakes, laser levels, or measuring rods.
The important part is that you have the negative flow line so the water will flow through it. So there's several ways of doing it. We use a laser now because the technology is available. It's easy. You can do it with a string line and a level. You can do it with just a 4-foot level on the pipe. Make sure it breaks the bubble and shows the pipe flowing downhill. We maintain more consistent elevation with using a laser and setting the slope on the plane of the laser. But there are several ways to check just to make sure the pipe is flowing downhill.
Set the trench bottom to proper grade using 4 to 6 inches of compacted bedding, typically crushed stone, or structural backfill type 3, such as number 57 or number 304 limestone. Install the head walls. These structures provide support for the culvert, improve water flow at the inlet and outlet, and help prevent erosion. Precast half-height head walls are most commonly used.
The other ones we do are full heights, but those are cast in place. So actually, as we're building the pipe, there would be a whole nother step where you have to pour a footer and then wait another day for the footer to cure. And then you have to build forms and all the plywood to go around, and you actually build the forms to hold, and then you pour the head wall around the pipe, and then it's another day for that to cure. So it's a little more labor intensive.
Place uniform lifts around the pipe no greater than 12 inches thick. Ensure the pipe is stable when placing each lift. Each lift should be compacted to 85% of its original thickness. Measure to verify. Refer to MOP Section 611 for bedding and backfill guidelines. When using open-graded aggregate, place geotextile type A fabric to prevent fine migration. Overlap pipe joints per manufacturer specs and secure them to prevent shifting. Backfill culverts using number 304 or number 411 aggregate, placed in 6 to 8 inch lifts. To estimate how much material you'll need, calculate the volume in cubic yards. Multiply the area's length, width, and height in feet. Then divide by 27. To convert to tons, multiply the cubic yards by the material's density. Aggregate typically runs about 1.5 tons per cubic yard. This level of accuracy is usually sufficient for culvert work. The aggregate should be placed and compacted evenly on both sides of the pipe. Add aggregate over the top of the pipe and strap it to the head walls before backfilling. This keeps the pipe from floating up as you backfill under the haunches of the pipe. An alternative to aggregate backfill is flowable low-strength mortar, LSM, also known as controlled density fill. Although this option is more expensive, it can significantly reduce installation time and is ideal for areas with limited access. You'll need to build a dam to contain the flowable material and prevent it from escaping before it sets. When using LSM, it's even more important to take precautions to prevent the pipe from floating. Once a culvert is backfilled with LSM, ensure the material has proper time for curing, usually 24 to 48 hours depending on weather. The last step of a culvert replacement project is pavement restoration. Fill the trench to about 12 inches below the top of the existing pavement. Estimate the asphalt quantity the same way you calculated for aggregate. Clean the surface. Apply tack coat to promote bonding, and place an ODOT-approved job mix formula asphalt in 4 to 6 inch lifts. Use a vibratory roller for compaction. The base lift should finish about 1 inch below the existing pavement. After compaction, it will end up roughly 1.5 inches below grade. Place the surface course using an ODOT-approved JMF. Set it about a ½ inch above the existing road before compaction, so the final surface matches the original grade. Every culvert replacement brings its own challenges, but also opportunities to learn, grow, and build trust as a crew.
There's no two pipes we've done it ever the same. We could do a pipe that's 10 foot away from the other pipe and it'll be totally different. So yeah, it keeps you on your toes. I would say for the new guys, just pay attention to your competent person. He's going to be directing everybody. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid. The biggest thing is a lot of people stand back and they don't want to participate because they figure they're going to do it wrong. Jump in the hole with the guy. Most people here would rather have somebody do it wrong when they're jumping in the hole and just correct them than having to stand in there watching it.
For more information, refer to the Ohio Department of Transportation's Construction and Material Specifications, the Manual of Procedures, the Culvert Handbook, and your district's standard drawings and project plans.